So now that you have your research guidance sheet in front of you, in the center of your sheet, in this black circle, you're going to put the book that you are studying to create your room or your home from, and or the time period in which that takes place. So in this example, I'm going to go through the Diary of Anne Frank, and so I'll be focusing on the time period of World War II. But the first thing I want to look at is you have these options of different things you can target your research for that'll give you additional databases to look through. So I'm going to go to the history and social studies aspect. So then it gives you a variety of databases that you can pull from. You could look into the Britannica. They have some really great resources, and so when I pulled up that one, I'm going to select middle school, and I'm going to type in Anne Frank House. And then there's a couple of different options. I can look through articles about her, images about that contain Anne Frank. You'll see that not all of them are specific to that house that she grew up in. And so to expand my search further, I might put quotations around it, because that will ensure that I'm only researching things that are within those quotations. It has to have all those words next to each other. So I didn't find anything directly from that, didn't give me additional information. So I might end up having to go look in other areas, but I'm going to peruse and see what else I found. So I did come up with this video. And this came up directly with the words Anne Frank House next to each other that I wanted. And so videos are a great resource to actually get to see what some of those things may have looked like. So when I go back to this Elm4U database, I have some other ones that I'm going to look through. If I am doing research on a home in Minnesota, I might go through this historical Minnesota Tribune, which is some newspaper articles from 1867 to 1922. So that may show you some great insights as to what things look like during that time, whether that is those home elements, or it could be what the house actually looked like. So there's a lot of different options here that you can peruse through. Another option would be just going to Google. So again, going with that theme of doing the Anne Frank house. And I found that this one is the actual museum, and there's an opportunity to see the secret annex online. So I'm going to go look at what information that will give me. So this gives me more information about why she went into hiding, but this I can actually go inside of the tour. So as you can see, this is like more of a first-hand experience of getting to see what it actually looked like, where they were staying, and so I can use this as a resource for designing the floor plan and the layout of the Anne Frank home as well. Another thing you might consider when doing your research is adding a plus sign. Adding that plus sign is going to give you additional information about the Anne Frank house, but specifically a room. So if we pull up information now, it says we get some of the same ones, but then we also have some images, and this is the secrets of Anne's room and how they conserved her room. There's a ground plan of Anne Frank's secret annex, so that would be really interesting because that would give me a good picture of what it looked like. So here's an overall picture of it. Make sure as you're going through this that you are adding all of your resources to the back side of your sheet, so you're copying down where you got the resources from, so you're able to cite those later. Another thing that you might want to look at, and I'll give you a sheet to go with this, is some different shortcuts. Now that you know a little bit more about research and key terms that you can use, as well as little shortcuts to make your research more targeted, go ahead and do some research around your topic and record that in your research guidance sheet.